You get Genesis, let me get Acts 15. Right? Acts chapter 15, verse 36. Let me get Genesis 37 and 13. Love the shot. Right on, we got Acts. Genesis 37, 13. Shemawan, let me get Matthew 15:24. Love the shot.
Book of Acts, chapter 15, verse 36.
You know.
And some days after Paul said unto Barnabas, let us go again and visit our brethren.
Let us do what?
Let us go again and visit our brethren.
Go to heathen.
Let us go again and visit our brethren.
You know?
In every city.
In one city.
In every city.
In two cities.
In every city.
Individually.
In every city. Where we have preached the word of the Lord and see how they do.
Do what?
And see how they do.
That's the goal and the main mission on why brothers is coming out here week in and week out. To preach in every city, to bid back the marriage and let our people know who they are. Right? Get them out this estate and see how they're doing. We see how our people are doing. We see what estate they live in. Right? The poverty they're going through. Right? These police that they're dealing with. These wicked ass women our brothers is dealing with. These wicked ass men our sisters are dealing with. And we see how they're doing. The Lord ordained a certain remnant to wake these people up and take them out of the state they're in. That's it on that. Bring it up.
This is the book of Genesis 37 and verse number 17.
Bring it up.
So 13. And it reads, and Israel said unto Joseph, do not thy brethren feed the flock?
Do what?
Do not thy brethren feed the flock?
What we out here to do?
Do not thy brethren feed the flock? In Shechem.
In what?
In Shechem.
Read.
Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to him, here am I.
What do you say?
Here am I.
Nah, forget camp.
Here am I.
Let's skip out today.
Here am I.
Man, here we are, man. Right? For the damn, I don't know how many weeks in a row. Right? Since November 11th, man. Here we are once again. Bringing out this word, doing what we got to do, whatever the Lord ordained for us to do, man. Right? Our main goal out here is to bid the marriage and wake these sheep up. Right? Bring that out, King. Matthew 15:24.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent.
I am what?
I am not sent.
Unto who?
But unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Sent to everybody.
But unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
We only sent unto one people upon the face of this earth, man. Right? And that's the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
Hey, young king. Let me ask you one question real quick. What's your nationality? Cape Verdean? Who called you that? Who called you that? Who called you a Cape Verdean? Where did you learn that? Your parents? Where'd your parents learn that from?
Their parents.
And who their parents learn it from?
Their parents.
And then this keeps going down the line, right? Why is that, though? Do you think we started calling ourselves these terminologies?
They did.
Nah, brother, we did. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? 15. What's your name? Ezekiel? That's through the Spirit, man. You know, that's a mighty prophet's name in the Bible, Ezekiel. Right? He was one of the mightiest prophets, man. But nevertheless, Ezekiel, we got something we want to tell you today, right? Because you're not a Cape Verdean, man. But we out here to let you know who you really are and give back what was stolen from you. Right? The Portuguese labeled you as Cape Verdean, okay? Right? Right when they took you out from Africa, out of Africa and brought you out to those 5 islands, right? In Cape Verde. You understand? They started placing terminologies upon you, which is actually in all reality a curse. Right? You don't want to be cursed, do you? You don't want to be cursed, man. Right? None of us want to be cursed. Brothers want to be cursed? Right? So there's only one way not to be cursed, okay? And that's following who God wants us to do. Right? It's not corny to follow God, okay? Right, it's just how you go about it, man. Right, we're not Christians, we're not Muslims. Right, we're not a little church that's looking for your money. Right, we're the Israelites, man. You heard about the Israelites? What you know about the Israelites?
Nothing other than the name.
Nothing other than the name? Right? I'm gonna show you how the Israelites got down, man. You want us to show you how the Israelites got down? Let me get 1 Chronicles chapter 12. Just read 25 on down. What got it first? 25 on down.
First Chronicles chapter 12, verse 25.
Bring it out.
Of the children of Simeon,
right?
Mighty men of valor.
Who are the Israelites?
Mighty men of valor. For the war, 4,100
Read on.
of the children of Levi.
Of the who?
Of the children of
Go
Levi.
ahead.
4,000.
How many?
4,000.
Right?
And 600.
Right?
And Jehoiada was the leader of the Aaronites.
Right, go ahead.
And with him were 3,700.
Read.
And Zadok, a young man, mighty of valor, and of his father's house, 22 captains. And of the children of Benjamin.
And of the what?
And of the children of Benjamin.
Who's this king right here?
And of the children of Benjamin.
Read.
The kindred of Saul,
Right?
3,000.
How many?
3,000.
Read.
For hitherto the greatest part of them.
The what?
The greatest part of
Who's
them.
the Cape Verdeans?
The greatest part of
Go
them.
ahead.
Had kept the word
Have what?
Have kept the
What's
word.
this young king got to do?
Has kept the word.
Read.
of the house of Saul.
See that, king? So you a mighty king, man. Right, little dude, you know in the scriptures it talks about the Cape Verdeans. Right, another terminology for them would be Benjamin. Right, because your slave masters called you Cape Verdean. Right, the Portuguese. Right, the so-called white man. Right, but what does God call you? You gonna listen to the white man that had you as slaves, or your creator? Who you gonna listen to? You don't know? Let us help you all with that, right? We're not gonna stretch it too long. Right, let me get verse 68. Hold on. Let's go.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse number 68.
Bring it out.
Now, King, how did black people get to America? Let's talk about history. Slave ships, right? Same way the Cape Verdeans got to Cape Verde. Slave ships, right? So check this out. This I'm gonna show you something in the Bible that was written 4,000 years ago. And I'm gonna ask you that same question again, alright? Listen, we ain't gonna hold you up. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
You heard about the Israelites in Egypt? When Moses said, let my people go? Right, they were slaves in Egypt. So now this is after slavery. God said, if you don't keep my commandments, I'll put you back into slavery. Right, that's what it means when he says back into Egypt. Right, read from the top.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68 from the top. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right?
With ships.
With what?
With
How
ships.
the Cape Verdeans get to Cape Verde?
With ships.
How the black men get to America?
With ships.
With ships, right? So, King, I just asked you, right? How did the Cape Verdeans get to Cape Verde? How did the black men get to America? Right? You told me with ships. What the Bible just said. Listen, brother. Well, you listen fast, you can get out of here, man. All right, so read that from the top.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse number 68.
Bring it out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right into slavery again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Read it again.
With ships.
Read it again.
With ships.
Does he hear it?
With ships.
One more time.
With ships.
How did we get here, brother? What
Right.
the Bible say? With ships, right? So if God said that the Israelites were going into slavery on a slave ship, and the Cape Verdeans went into slavery on a slave ship, would you still be a Cape Verdean? Who would you be?
That's right.
That's all we wanted to tell you. Right? So as an Israelite, you gotta repent, keep the commandments, alright? Take one of these flyers before you go. You got the flyers? Take one of them flyers before you go, okay?
Second Ezra.
Muchachos. Hey, hermanos.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse number 1.
Bring it out.
And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came with him for to shew him the building of the temple.
Hey, brother, come talk to us. I like your hat and your glasses. Your glasses are cooler than mine. Come talk to us. I just want to ask you one question. You can go. All right. You're touching our car too. You're getting fingerprints on it. Yeah, go ahead, kid.
Sweat cloth.
Sweat on.
Verse number 2. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things?
Read it again.
See ye not all these things?
The end of the world.
See ye not all these things?
Read.
verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
Right? And brothers know we're living in these last days. We're going to get into Matthew 24 real quick. But we're living in the last days, and Yahweh said, when he returns, when all hell is revealed, there ain't going to be one stone left upon another. But we see stones and bricks all around us, man. Right? And if they ain't going to be one upon another, okay, that means all hell is going to break loose, man. Right back, King.
Verse number 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming?
Right.
And of the end of the world.
End of the what?
And of the end of the world.
Read it again, Hebrews 1 and 1.
And of the end of the world.
And the disciples was asking Yahushua, what are the signs of the end of the world? Sisters, what's your nationality? Alright, so you're an Israelite. Right there, read verse 3 against
Verse number 3 from the top. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world?
And of the what?
And of the end of the world.
Hey, and they were saying this was over 2,000 years ago.
I'm outside with the whole boy. Yeah, I tell you what, my best whole voice. I can move in a room full of roaches, boy. Yeah, my body different, I'm a shooter, but I snipe though. Her body different, she just came from getting lipo. Yeah, it is what it is, still a pipe though. I said what I said, ain't no typo. You from New York, West Park, where you from? I looked at her like, bitch, are you dumb?
Come listen, kid. You an Israelite.
Both of you guys, get in, man.
2 seconds. Walk and pull up.
Dog, you was in my left titty, straight ride or die. Thought you would die.
All praises,
Then
fucking
got you a
brother.
bitch, you can't even
All
ride.
praises.
Now it's a war, you ain't on the side.
What's going on, King?
How you feeling?
It's mighty, King.
It means a lot to it. You all good, you all good. Don't even worry about it. You good, you good. We're gonna hold you all day, brother. Looks like you busy and you on the move.
Yeah, because we're on the street and I'm
So check this out. We're gonna there's 2 or 3 things we want to tell you real quick, right? First and foremost, what's your name, brother? First and foremost. Nickname, whatever. What you prefer us to call you, King? Nay? Alright, you're shy, King. Shy. Alright? So, Nay. So, we just want to tell you one thing. I ain't gonna say BHI, we ain't BHI. Just the Israelites. So what you know about it? What you hear about it, man? Besides the negative shit.
Just the original. The original Jews.
Right.
So we are. But do you know how that we would be, King? Because people might hear Kanye or Kyrie just say that and think they bugging. But they'll never pick this Bible up and figure it out themselves. Right? So do you know how we would be the originals, King? What makes us the originals? Besides people just thinking we were just already here. Because not all of us was already over here. You know what I'm saying? There's still more of us actually weren't even over here yet. You understand? So how do we know we're the Israelites, man? How do we know we're the true Jews? What tells us that? All praise. Let me get Deuteronomy 28:46.
This is the book of Deuteronomy.
Hold that. Get 1 Thessalonians 5:24. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 24. Shalom, let me get 2 Kings 17 and 15. Bring it up, whoever got it. Whoever got it.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse number 21.
Bring it out.
Prove all things.
Read it again.
Prove all things.
One more time.
Prove
17,
all
15.
things.
Right?
Hold fast that which is good.
So we gotta prove all things. I pulled that to show you. We're gonna prove to you how you a true Jew, King. You understand? These white folk, they can't prove nothing.
Right.
But we can prove it. And we
Right.
going to go ahead. 46.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28,
I started 15, then jump to 46.
number 15. And it reads, But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day that all these curses,
That all these curses
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Lord saying, simple, plain upon tables, if the Israelites don't listen, I'm a person. Plain upon tables. That's all that's saying. So now what we have to do is read some of these curses to see what nation of people today fit these curses. That's simply how you can tell who the Israelites are. Right? So go to 46.
Verse 46.
We're gonna move quick with this, brother.
And it reads, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
What are these curses?
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
And they're gonna go away?
And upon thy seed forever.
No, it was back then.
And upon thy seed forever.
So 2023?
And upon thy seed forever.
Means forever.
Hey,
These curses are
Shalom,
gonna be
sis.
upon
How you
our
feeling?
people.
You got a
So
minute?
it's not just this book was old, it was just that time. No, it said forever. Upon thy seed forever. Meaning until we get to the kingdom. So we gotta read some of these curses and see which curses or which people today fit them. And that's how we can tell who the people
How you
love,
doing,
because
Queen?
they're upon them to this very
How
day.
you ladies
Right?
doing today? Doing
We
all
okay.
right? Got a minute to hear the word
Because
of the
thou
Lord?
servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Read it again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So the Lord's saying the Israelites got enemies. So can God love everybody? If his chosen people have enemies, think about it. You got any children? No? Well, if you did, if your children had
Damn, that's a damn
what we call
nigga.
today the ops, the opposition, you're going to be buddy buddy with your children ops.
It's a nigga.
It's
a man.
6 years old, he's 14, he got people on his head. You think he those people? Hell no.
This is a man.
So if you think about the logic, it's just logic. Why the hell would the Lord be dealing with his children's enemies?
Madness.
Not everybody. Everybody's
It's a man right there. That's crazy.
What makes you a child of God? How is everybody God's children? But then his children got enemies. So how do we know who's the children and who's got enemies?
How?
Listen to this thing.
Book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 22.
Bring it out.
And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son.
Read it again.
Israel is my son.
Everybody.
Israel is my son.
Even my what?
Even my firstborn.
Even my what?
Even my firstborn.
So King, only Israel is the Lord's son.
Right.
It's plain upon tables, not the whole world. Right? So if it's saying, read it again, we're going to serve what? Read it from the top. 47.
47.
No, up the show.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse number 47. Bring it out. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Thine what?
Thine enemies.
So now we got to serve our enemies. We know who the children are, which are the Israelites. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee
Right.
in hunger and in thirst
Right.
and in nakedness
Right.
and in want of all things.
So anything you want, you gotta go to your enemy. When you're thirsty, when you want that Louis V hat, where you gotta go to your enemy. Now, who do we buy these things from? Right? What nation or race of people today own Louis Vuitton? Israel. And what nation of people are? What race are they?
Right.
Give me Isaiah 58 and 1 word. Let's make this brother feel comfortable.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 58,
Make this brother feel comfortable.
verse 1. Cry aloud.
Read it again.
Cry aloud.
One more time.
Cry aloud.
And do what?
Spare not.
Do what?
Spare not.
What else?
Lift up thy voice like a
Do
trumpet.
what?
Lift up thy voice like a
One
trumpet.
more time.
Lift up that voice like a trumpet.
Who's the enemy?
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions.
Rest. Who's the enemies, King?
The so-called
white man.
The white man.
The so-called white man.
Hey, brother, the Bible says lift up your voice like a trumpet. Right? You know what I'm saying? Don't be uncomfortable out saying that, King. You know what I'm saying? The so-called white man is a damn devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's
right.
There's no way around. Only the devil's gonna do this to us, King.
Right.
Only the devil's gonna Emma till you, man.
Right.
The devil's gonna whip your back in. George
Right.
Floyd you.
Right.
Whip you.
Right.
Put you in chains and shackles.
Right.
Put you on boats, King.
Right.
Feed your babies to alligators.
Right.
Only the devil is gonna do something like that. Right? The so-called white man, woman, and child is the goddamn devil.
That's right.
That's right.
Right? Read that, King. Finish that. So we gotta
They
go
are
to our
going into
enemy and
slavery.
one of all things, which is the so-called white man, man. Right? Finish that.
Therefore, 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
What else?
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
And he shall what?
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
Slavery.
And he shall put a yoke of iron
Upon thy neck, until he has destroyed thee.
Now, what other nation of people, can you tell me, Bible aside, just go back in history, what other nation of people today had yokes of iron upon their necks? Show me some pictures, give me a date, a time frame, a location, when, where, how. Anybody. Except the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
It didn't happen to nobody else, okay?
Right.
So what this, you gotta remember, right now we're reading a curse, right? There's 42 curses in Deuteronomy 28. This is one of them. That the enemy is going to put yokes of iron upon the Lord's children's necks. And that happened to nobody else. And we read in 46 that there are going to be signs upon us forever. And this sign is still here today.
Right.
Right? Let's jump to verse number 54.
Verse 54, and it reads, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
Bloods and Crips.
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
What's gang banging?
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
What's East versus West?
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
So back then we loved each other as brethren.
Right.
Calling you king, calling you brother, right? How you doing? How your family doing, etc., etc. Right? We don't do that shit no more.
Right.
That shit doesn't exist, brother. Rarely. Right? But even the ones who so-called day one switch up on you.
Right.
Niggas start facing time, not extension on you, throwing you on the bus, taking free meals.
Right.
Right? Niggas backdooring you with your own woman.
Right.
You understand? Plotting against you if you came up over someone and they didn't. Right? Yeah, you can't trust nobody, King.
Right.
But you can trust your brothers who have morals and values and standards.
Right.
You understand that fear and belief something greater than never.
Right.
Right? Because niggas who walk around and talking about they fear nobody but God, but fearing the Lord is keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
You understand? Being righteous is fearing the Lord. Being a real nigga is fearing the Lord.
Right.
You understand? Being an Israelite is fearing the Lord.
Right.
So it's saying that we used to be tender and delicate amongst one another, but now we hate each other. Black on black crime, black on brown crime. We got gang wars, it's violence, right? Brothers against one another. Our eyes are evil towards one another. Right? What other nation of people see doing this? All damn day, walking by this. I and our own people when it comes to these homosexual sodomites. Hey buddy, how you doing? You this coffee shop down the road? Then it's back to who's this nigga in my hood? On
Right.
my block.
God forbid you straight with 2 more in his eyes.
Right.
See that?
Brother, I got so you got IG?
Yeah. Brother got you right now with a fly behind you. You all
It's all
good?
good. It's all good. Little man right there got you. It's doing the work of the Most
You
High.
be an Israelite, King.
Ah.
Brother.
Gotta repent and keep the
Just know you an
commandments.
Israelite, brother. We'll stand on that.
Yo, thank you for your time, King. Appreciate you.
All praise. That was mighty and humble, King.
Ah.
Got hopped out the car and moving
God.
traffic. That's mighty. All praise. We can go back to that Matthew 24. Thought I was. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, 3, slide. Verse 3. Shimon, you got that Hebrews 1 and 1?
What's going on, Princess?
I got 2 Kings
How you feeling?
17:15.
Good job, that. Get Hebrews 1 and 1.
What's going on, Queen? How you doing
This
today?
is the book of Hebrews, chapter 1, verse 1.
Oh, hold that, King. Bring that out first, come on. And then I'm going to have to bring it out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse number 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world?
And of the what?
And of the end of the world.
Read that, Shimon. They were saying it's 2,000 years ago, the end of the world. What's the signs and what's the comings? Read that out, Hebrews 1:1.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 1, verse 1.
Bring it out.
God, who at sundry times and diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he had made the worlds.
Read that from the top again. That's verse 1 and 2.
1 King.
Read it from the top again. Oh yeah, read 2. the top.
This is the book of Hebrew, chapter 1, verse 2. Hath in these last days,
Read it again.
has in these last days,
The prophet saying 2,000 years ago.
has in these last days.
2,000 years ago, they were saying it was the last days. Right? So when they was asking, what's the Son of God coming in the times of the end of the world, paraphrasing, hey, they were saying this before and after the Hamashiach got crucified. Because they knew their time was coming short, man. Right? They knew the Romans was losing their power. You understand? They knew the Greeks was losing their power. Right, Rick? You can go back to that. You drop that, Shimon.
Bring it out.
And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Read it again.
Take heed that no man deceive you.
Read.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua, and shall deceive many.
And shall what?
And shall deceive many.
Hey man, give me 1 Peter 5 and 8. Shimon, give me 1 Peter 5 and 8, man. Because Satan is coming to deceive a lot of brothers. Satan deceives brothers in his truth.
Right.
You understand? Satan isn't always a so-called white man, man.
Right.
Satan can be your fellow Israelite so-called brother.
Right.
Deceiving you with doctrines, deceiving you on what to do, giving you unwise counsel, things to do that can get you and your household caught up. Right? It's not, Satan ain't just a so-called, you gotta be wise and well aware of your surroundings, man.
Right.
Satan's out. Bring that out, King.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 8.
5 and 8, King.
Slack
You
it,
good, you good. Hey, King.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 6. Slack it. Verse 8.
Bring it out.
Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil,
Read it again.
be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil,
Because you're what?
because your adversary, the devil,
Read.
as a roaring lion,
As a what?
as a roaring lion,
Doing what?
walketh about seeking who he may
What
devour,
is he doing?
walking around seeking who he may devour.
Right? And that could be your fellow brothers, man. Brothers gotta chime in. Right? I had two brothers. Nevertheless, Satan's out here roaming, looking and seeking whom he may devour, man. That could be your own brothers. Right? You see, we got on YouTube, you used to go on YouTube, you see, hey, Israelite kings beefing against one another, man.
Right.
Over folly. It's folly, man. Right? Brothers just need to stay to themselves. They different camps for a reason. Right? You got the so-called white man, the damn wicked ass white woman, right? Who screams right when a black man looks at it, right? Et cetera, man. Right? So brothers gotta be aware because Satan's out here roaming, right? Just seeking and lurking.
Indian?
Right? Bring that out, kid.
Punjabi?
No.
No?
Verse number 6.
Bring it out.
Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
Read it again.
For all these things
Must come to
So it
pass.
said you're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars, man. Right? And the Lord said, what he say? Fear what? Read it again, King.
Chinese?
See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
But the what?
But the end is not yet.
Right, bring that out, God. Hey, the Lord said, fear not, man. Right, rumors of war, all these things, all hell and madness break loose. He said, fear not, man. Right, bring that up.
Psalms chapter 34, verse 7. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him.
Read it again from the top.
The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him,
Right?
and delivereth them.
And do what?
And delivereth them.
What's going to happen during Jacob's trouble?
And delivereth them.
Hey, man, the Lord said an
About 1
angel's
minute.
round
You got
about,
1 minute?
and he's going to deliver those that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. Right? He's going to deliver and fear those, and save those that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good.
Right?
Blessed is the man that trusteth in him.
Read that again.
Blessed,
Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth him.
Blessed is what?
Blessed is the man that trusteth him.
So Yahweh said, fear none of these things, man. You got to trust in the Lord. Right? Trusting in the Lord is more than just doing works, wearing fringes, and with a beard. You got to really have faith. Brothers got to pray on these things, man.
Kind.
Brothers got to pray for more faith.
Yo, brother, you look sharp, man. Brother, you look good. Come over here. Let me ask you a question.
Ecuador, we got 1 minute.
One question.
1 minute.
We got an appointment right now.
Got an appointment, got a big date, man.
Brothers.
Like you got a big date going on.
It's Siobhan. Yeah. Never the thing. Read that again.
Book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 8.
Bring it out.
34, verse 8. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good.
Right.
Blessed is the man that trusteth in him.
And blessed is the man that trusts in the Lord, man. Right. Bring that out, Shimon.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse number 5.
Bring it out.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
Read it again.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
One more time.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
And do not what?
And lean not unto their own understanding.
Don't lean unto your own understanding. You gotta trust in the Lord with all your heart. Right? Give me not Proverbs, Psalms chapter 32 and verse number 10. Read that out. Sirach 2:10.
Sirach chapter 2, verse 10. Look at the generations of old,
Right?
and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded?
And was what?
And was confounded.
Hey, that's a rhetorical question Sirach is asking. It's la'ah. Did any trust in the Lord and was confounded? La'ah. Psalms 32 and 10.
And was confounded,
Right.
Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
And was what?
And was forsaken?
La'ah. Read.
Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion,
Right?
and mercy and long suffering,
Right.
and every pitiful and forgiveness of sin,
Right.
and saveth in time of affliction. Woe be to fearful hearts.
Read it again.
Woe be to fearful hearts.
The Lord says destruction and death to those who fear. Right? Destruction and death to those who don't believe and trust in the Lord.
My nationality?
What's y'all's both nationality? Both of you.
I'm Indian.
Indian, like in India?
Yeah.
What about you, bro?
I'm American.
American?
Sure.
What type of American?
Italian.
Italian?
Yeah.
Both of your parents?
Yeah. Oh, no, my dad's Irish. So Irish and Italian.
Oh, that's dope. What about you when you said both of your parents are what?
Indian, but also I'm African.
Alright, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope, man. So we ain't gonna hold y'all. We just want to see what y'all was, man. Y'all can say, y'all enjoy y'all day.
Are you guys Muslim?
Nah, we not Muslim. We the Israelites.
Right.
Do some research on it.
I will.
Alright, no worries.
Have a good day, guys.
Take care.
What up, Nico?
Sirach 2 and 11. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy,
Right?
and long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveness of sin,
Right.
and saveth in time of affliction.
Right.
Woe be to the fearful hearts.
Read it again.
Woe be to the fearful hearts. And faint hands.
And what?
And faint hands.
Hey, you don't want to faint in these last days, man. Right? You can drop that. You don't want to faint in these last days. Right? If you fainting in these last days, you just walk into your own movie trap, man. Right? You walk into your own death and destruction. Right? Go ahead, Shimon, bring that out.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 32, verse 10.
Bring it out.
Many sorrows shall be to the wicked.
Read it again.
Many sorrows shall be to the wicked.
Many sorrows shall be to the wicked. Go ahead.
But he that trusteth in the Lord,
But he that what?
but he that trusteth in the Lord,
Read.
mercy shall compass him about.
Read it again.
Mercy shall compass him about.
And we all know how to fear the Lord, man. It's the keeping of the commandments. Right? When you fear the Lord, hey, Lord, the Lord said mercy is going to be upon those who fear him.
Right.
Right? Not to those who are faint-hearted and weak and don't got the faith. Right? And you prove your faith by your works. Right? You prove your faith by calling upon the name of the Lord.
Right.
Right? Acts 4 and 12. Right? That's how you prove your faith. Right? You could keep reading, man. No, you can drop that right there.
Verse number, start from 6. And he shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Read that again.
For
Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Rest right there. Matthew 12:34. Right? Because it said nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom.
That was the Habibi that didn't put the order on yesterday.
Matthew chapter 12.
That was the Habibi. Look back.
Go to Luke 12. Oh, good, Ken. Read that from the top. You know what it's at?
Little dude.
Read that from the top. Verse 6.
Verse number 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation.
Read that again.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Right? Now you can rest right there. Start at verse.
Okay.
Start at 23.
Mark chapter 3 verse 23.
Bring it up.
And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself,
And if what?
And if a kingdom is divided against itself,
Read.
that kingdom cannot stand.
That what?
that kingdom cannot stand.
What's happening to America?
That kingdom cannot stand.
Right?
And if a house be divided against itself,
What's the EU?
And if a house is divided against itself,
Read.
that house cannot stand.
That what?
that house cannot stand.
So this is right now, this is what we're reading about in Matthew 24. Right? Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, the division of a nation. Right? Give me, no, we go right. Yeah, give me Daniel chapter 2 and verse number 41. Beginning the prophecy. Daniel 2 and 41.
The book of Daniel chapter 2 verse 41.
Bring it out.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay, and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided.
The what?
The kingdom shall be divided.
Read again.
The kingdom shall be divided.
Read.
But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron. For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with the merry clay,
Read.
and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong
Read
and
it.
part.
Read it again.
So the kingdom shall be partly strong.
No, fully strong.
So the kingdom shall be partly strong.
Read.
And partly broken.
And what?
And partly broken.
Hey man, that's playing upon tables. You can rest right there. You can rest right there, man. Right, the kingdom's gonna be partly broken, man, and partly strong. Right, Babylon is the weakest kingdom, man, to ever stand.
Right.
Right.
You see how Sleepy Joe's acting, man.
Right.
You see what's going on with him. He can't even function when he's on TV. Falling asleep on interviews, right? Touching little kids, walking up, shaking the hands of randoms versus the generals and lieutenants and sergeants. He's bugged up. Referring to himself as a kitchen table. Referring to himself as a kitchen table, man. He wants to get sat on by little boys. This nigga's a weirdo, bro. Read, King. Man's gonna get put to death. Yeah, you got it. Matthew 24.
This is the book of Matthew 24 and verse number 7.
Bring it out.
And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes
Right.
in diverse places.
Right? And that's happening right now. But
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
go to the end.
All these is the beginning of sorrows.
And right now, this is all just beginning to happen for the last and final time. And there's a lot of sorrowful people. Hey, Ukraine is probably the most sorrowful as we speak.
Right.
Other than the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, of course. But nevertheless, hey, these sorrows is happening right now. You got earthquakes in Haiti, right? Earthquakes in Turkey, right in the so-called Middle East, right in South America. Right, you got these earthquakes happening everywhere, right? And people are just now starting to feel that heat of the wrath of the Most High, man. Right, in that indignation, right? Read that, King.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Read it again.
Then
Then
shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
And they're going to start delivering the Israelites, man. Right? Give me that. Give me 2 Ezra 16:40. They're going to start delivering us, man. Right? Give me Luke 21:24. Right? They're going to start delivering us up in these FEMA camps. Right? To these Joe Bidens and Illuminati. Right? People think this is all theory and just talk. This is the truth. Right? This is the actual God-given truth, man. Right? They're going to be delivering us up in these synagogues, torturing brothers, right? Ripping brothers' limbs off, killing brothers' wives in front of them, killing brothers' children in front of them. What do you know?
Jesus said,
Come in. No, he don't save you. He's going to kill you. Jesus, who's going to save you? My damn staff across your head.
Right.
Jesus is going to kill you.
okay, thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank Jesus.
He said, thank you.
Bring that up, please. There's things that... Hold on. I'm on Luke first.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 24.
Bring it up.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
And they shall what?
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
Read.
And they shall be led away captive
Right?
into all nations.
Read on.
And Jerusalem,
And who?
and
Who are
Jerusalem,
we?
and Jerusalem
Read.
shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Of the who?
Of the Gentiles.
Hey, and this in concept is talking about right during the time of Rome, man. Right during around between 63 AD and 70 AD, man. Right, this is around that time frame, man. That's in context. But on another fold, it's gonna happen all over again. Right, the third abomination of desolation, man. Right, it says we're gonna be trodden down by the Gentiles, man. And that's gonna be happening when they start delivering us up. They're gonna say, remember those Israelites over there on Bay Street, over there at KP, over there in Baltimore, over there in Detroit. Right? They're gonna say they remember them faces and where they used to stay at when there's no food in the stores and the Shake Shacks, man. When there's no more damn Chinatown, when there's no more Walmart. They're gonna be running up in them FEMA camps, pointing the Israelites out for some food, man. Right? Read that, King. And this is what we're gonna have to do.
2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 40.
Bring it out.
Oh my people.
Oh who?
Oh my people.
Oh everybody.
Oh my people.
Read.
Hear my word.
Do what?
Hear my words.
Read.
Make you ready to the battle.
Read it again.
Make you ready to the battle.
No, get caught lacking.
Make you ready to the battle.
Read.
And in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
Read it again.
And in those evils be even as pilgrims.
Be even
upon,
as what?
Be even as
What do
pilgrims.
we gotta be?
Be even as pilgrims.
Read.
Upon the earth.
Hey, there's gonna be a time where we gotta flee. We gotta get the hell up out of here. So just like during the time of the Romans, when they was trotting us down, hey, we had to flee to the Judea mountains, to the wilderness, man. But we gotta do that same thing now once they start delivering us up, man. Once they start taking the Israelites up.
Hey. Go around.
Walk right here, man. Like
Yeah,
we
walk
walk
here.
here.
Yeah, you got to walk right through. Thank you. Just don't walk behind our women.
They said we gotta be as pilgrims, man. Right, we gotta flee. We gotta get the hell up out of here. Right, read that again. Hey, King.
Y'all got a photographic memory. I'm gonna remember you.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you.
And shall what?
And shall kill you.
And shall what?
And shall kill you.
Read.
And ye shall be hated of all nations.
Read it again.
And he shall be hated among all
And
nations.
we're gonna be hated of all nations. What's up, E? You got a question? Nah, it's not. The camera's not on you. The camera's on me. You all good? One question though, because I like you being nice, you being courteous. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. We ain't gonna put you on camera now.
Shoot.
Just come on the other side. Yeah. I'm not gonna hold you. This one question of the day. How do you feel about slavery?
Pretty awful. One of the worst things in human nature.
That's the best answer we got today. Because a lot of your kind, right, the Caucasians, we're gonna be upfront, not naive. Y'all did this to our people. No shame against you specifically, personally, right? But it was your ancestors. We can agree.
Sure.
Who also did it to my ancestors. We can agree. And now they're right here today. We can agree.
Sure.
So that just leaves both remnants, right?
Sure.
So if I ask you to apologize on behalf of your ancestors because they're not here to apologize themselves, would You going to do so?
So I could say to you that what my ancestors did was wrong.
Right.
And I asked myself, like, if I were in that position, would I have done something different?
Right.
And I don't know if I would have. But at the same time, it's not something that I don't think I don't know. My ancestors, they may have done one thing, but I know that right now.
How can you make it right now? Because that still dwells within us.
I don't know if I can.
Why not?
And all I can do is treat people with dignity.
But how do you do that?
Just by treating people with kindness. Not looking down.
Now, what if we told you there's a way to make it right?
Sure, you can tell me. What is your answer?
Would you be willing to do it, though?
Well, I gotta know what I'm being accused of, or at least what I should be asked. What your claim is. What would you hope to? What would you hope me to repay?
All right. So, do you believe in God?
I do.
Do you believe in His Bible?
I was going to be a Catholic priest.
Catholic priest? So that means you gotta believe. Do you believe every word in this Bible or no?
I believe most of it.
How are you gonna be a Catholic priest and you don't believe in the whole Bible?
Well, because I'm not an evangelical. And I think what Catholicism tries to teach us is there's something called emergent order. And things about emergent order is that through reading, through discovery, through scientific method, learning about the world, you're going to come to some things that are maybe not necessarily described, at least with clarity.
You would have to show us something about it.
So, for example, I think we can all say in the Bible there are discussions of slavery.
Absolutely.
Right? There's discussions talks of not just Judaism, but issues in which they think that the Jewish people are in some ways a fault for the crime that they have said that
they are.
Right.
They invest in it.
And they make these points, right? If I were to take that literally, it would also be contradicting some of the words that are also
take what?
Take some of the ideas of slavery, of the subjugation of other people. But not everyone is not if I have to take that, that's true. I have to take that literally. See, that is true insofar as that we all have different skill sets, that we come out not equal at least to do certain things. But in the question of treatment, in which every soul is respected or has a set of qualities or worth, then that is one question, which is about the treatment of other individuals just on the basis of how I interact
So
with
you believe we're equal on both, on one of those things?
On equal dignity. Yeah, I'm not saying that we're equal at least when it comes to certain skill sets. Like, I wouldn't expect, I don't know, I mean, it's ridiculous for me to think that I can play golf very well, because I don't. I've never played it, and I can't.
Well, what does the Bible say?
The Bible says that we're created in the eyes of God. But
you have to show me a scripture.
One, it's in the New Testament. So there's a question if you want to go by the Old Testament, which is definitely
go by the whole Bible.
Right. So I think that there's contradiction in the Bible, and those are things that those tensions need to be resolved somehow. How do you resolve those tensions? You just take both.
Well, there's no contradiction. God don't contradict himself. God don't contradict.
Okay. So in questions of revelations, where there are these supernatural questions, I'm not saying that those supernatural questions maybe have not occurred, but to engage in some skepticism, at least on some of it. But at the end of the day, maybe there's some hidden knowledge in there that we don't know.
Listen to this real quick. Matthew 13. Listen to this precept. Scripture. Matthew chapter 13, verse 10.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 10.
Bring it out.
And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?
In what?
In parables.
What are secrets?
In parables. He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you.
It's given unto everybody.
It is given unto you.
It's given unto the Catholics.
It is given unto you. To know the mysteries of the kingdom.
What?
The mysteries of the kingdom.
Right?
Of heaven.
Read.
But to them.
But unto who?
But unto them.
But what are Catholics?
But unto them.
What?
It is not given.
It is what?
It is not given.
So now all the secrets and parables and mysteries in this Bible are meant for everybody in this world to understand. So you might think there's contradiction because you don't have the understanding.
I don't have the understanding.
You understand? But if you kept...
You have the understanding.
I do have the understanding.
You do.
Give me wisdom of
You have the
Solomon.
special knowledge that God possesses.
I do. Give me wisdom of Solomon chapter 1. Give me Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 17. And give me that Deuteronomy 76.
Wisdom of Solomon.
Hold on, before you do that, I want to Ezekiel what? 38 17.
This is the book of Deuteronomy.
Just to get this point out the way so we're not all over the
that's
place.
fair.
You know, we move in order. So we're going to get this out the way. There's one verse and then read these two. Go ahead.
Chapter 7 and verse number 6.
Bring it up.
For thou art an holy people.
In Deuteronomy, who's speaking?
I believe it's the tribes of Israel.
Well, it's Moses speaking to the Israelites. So right now he's talking to the Israelites. Go ahead.
For thou art an holy people.
Holy meaning set apart, like Leviticus the 20th chapter says. Go ahead.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Right.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee.
Chose everybody.
He has chosen thee
To be what?
to be a special people
Read.
unto himself.
Go ahead.
Above all people.
Equal.
Above all people.
Below.
Above all people
Read.
that are upon the face of the earth.
So if God said
I
he
see.
made people above everyone on the earth, how can everybody then be equal?
So can I ask, this is a claim that people make regarding Jews, right? Where they have, they're the chosen tribes. Yeah. And I can understand at least that argument, right? Right. And again, I don't think that actually is very contradictory to Catholicism insofar as that in Catholicism we say that if you are converted and you become part of the faith, right, then you carry favor when it comes to heaven. And I know that Judaism doesn't necessarily
Right.
make a claim towards heaven for that. But I agree that
I'm listening to you.
however, I would also say that even if that means that we have some sort of special knowledge, or at least some special access or favor because of God, making sure that things are, I don't know.
I'm going to show you that. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you that. Right?
I'm just saying though, does that change, for example, that the individual who hasn't converted, are they
You got to
do we
understand.
have to, are they lesser than, or are we
Everybody
thinking,
is lesser than if you're not in Israel. That's
Right.
That's what God is plain upon table.
Right.
If you're not in Israel, you're lesser than his chosen people.
Right.
Right? And it's
they
not.
may not have the knowledge, but do not think that
No,
they
in
at
general.
least
In
have
general.
some sense of dignity.
No, not
I
even
don't
in
think
that.
that there should be any sense of dignity.
No, because your people did this to us and they should have dignity. Should y'all not be
They're
judged for this?
mistaken.
No, it don't matter. It's still happening.
Of course.
So there should be dignity for this upon your people?
There should be dignity towards those individuals, and those people were mistaken.
But just because they... So let me ask you something.
Can it not be the case?
Let me. What are one of the 10 commandments? Any commandment given to you?
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill. Now, if I kill and I don't know that commandment, did I sin?
Yes.
I still sin, but I didn't know it. I didn't know that was a sin.
But is it a sin to say take the claim?
Hold on, but you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that, though. Listen to what I'm saying.
Sure.
I killed somebody, but I didn't know that was even a commandment. I didn't know that was a law of God.
Sure.
But because you're a Catholic, you know that's a sin.
Yeah.
Did I not sin because I didn't know it was a sin?
No. So there are
Okay, then.
certain-
So before
right.
we move on, you got to get past this. Then you keep saying they should have dignity, but they didn't know they made a mistake. It don't matter if it wasn't a mistake. They knew what they was doing.
Sure.
A mistake is when you accidentally do something that wasn't your intentions. They was doing this for over 400 years. That was
Sure.
intentional.
Sure.
So you still believe they should have dignity?
So can I ask you though, at the end of the day, during the Columbus trade, right, which brought slaves to America,
Transatlantic slave trade.
transatlantic slave trade, right, exactly, the Columbian exchange. There was also, for example, a lot of Arab people. They kind of tapped into that trade route that had already existed in North
Yeah.
Africa, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, would the Arabs of that time, even prior to that, would they be qualified? I mean, that had been going on for thousands of years.
Absolutely.
So they're also in that eye.
Absolutely, because
Because the current aspects of China and the Uyghur population right now, are they, for example?
Give me what I got you holding.
Yeah.
So what I got you holding.
Ezekiel.
All right, hold that. Give me what I got you holding.
And I don't disagree that they, for example,
Give me,
are doing
Sirach
things that are
27.
wrong. But do you think we can convert them? Do you think we can
No,
help
you
them
can't.
see the light?
You can't.
Then what's the point of spreading the
I'm
knowledge?
gonna show you. Right? First off, listen to this. Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4.
Bring it out.
For unto a malicious soul.
Read it again.
For unto a malicious soul.
What is slavery?
For unto a malicious soul.
What is the Caucasian race?
For unto a malicious soul.
Because that was very malicious what they did evil. Read.
Wisdom.
What?
Wisdom.
What's the understanding of the Bible?
Wisdom.
Read.
shall not enter.
Shall what?
Shall not enter.
So y'all not gonna get to understand. Y'all can't understand this Bible. Y'all can't be saved. This is not even the wisdom, the understanding, the knowledge. It can't even enter your soul.
Okay, so
Let me
what is
finish
the
real quick. I got you. I'm
purpose?
gonna show you our purpose. Yeah. Read that. Ezekiel 38:17.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, verse 17.
Bring it up.
Thus said the Lord thy God. Art he whom I have spoken in the old time by my servants, the prophets of Israel?
Who?
The prophets of Israel,
Go ahead.
which has prophesied in those days many years that I would bring thee against them?
Right, that's plenty, man. Right, so you gotta understand that Holy Spirit is only within the prophets of the Israelites. That Holy Spirit can't dwell within any other soul on earth, and you would have to show us that.
Right.
You understand? But the Spirit only dwells in the Israelites, and we're the only ones who can obtain righteousness, which is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Deuteronomy 6:25. Right, what I got you over. Bring that out.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse number 10.
Bring it up.
And it reads, look at the general.
Salaki, first Maccabees. Salaki,
First Maccabees.
yeah, come on, Salaki.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse number 10.
Bring it up.
And it reads,
Yep.
what nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?
Read it again.
What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?
Read.
And gotten of her spoils.
And what?
And gotten of her
They're
spoils.
saying there ain't. So your question was the Arabs, because they did this before y'all.
Sure.
The sub-Saharan slave trade, right? That took place in North Africa.
Sure.
But nevertheless, it's saying there ain't no nation upon the face of the earth that didn't take a part in enslaving
Exactly.
the so-called. But we understand that.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
There's no nation. All these other 17 nations, y'all gonna be judged.
So can I ask though that if that's the case, that we've engaged in this as long as human nature is kind of around,
Exactly.
the question becomes is that, well,
How you doing, sister?
if it's the case that those,
Okay, thank you, sister.
if they're not engaging in it now, or at least a set of individuals, right? Do you not think that they have been changed in some way?
Give me Amos chapter 1 verse 11.
But that's a contradiction. That's
What's
something
the
that-
contradiction?
The contradiction is that there are some nations on earth that then were changed, right?
No.
Improved upon. Yeah, all nations on earth, right?
When did it say? When did we read that?
So you said that there is some nations.
It said what
knowledge
nation-
is open to all nations on earth.
When did it? When did we read that?
Right?
Oh,
So-
you wasn't listening. You
Maybe I
wasn't.
wasn't listening properly.
It said, what nation had
Uh-huh.
not? Read it again.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse number 10.
Get out.
And it reads, what nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?
What nation hath not had a part? So it's saying, what nation?
Right.
Right?
Is the nation open to everyone? Can it be
This
changed?
isn't one nation. You're not understanding. You're not understanding the verse.
But how do we then interpret the term nation?
Listen to what it's saying.
Okay.
It's plain. It's not a hard breakdown. It's not an in-depth breakdown.
Okay.
If you can't understand, there's no way I can break it down better than what I'm doing.
No,
It's
okay.
just that plain. Well, read it again, Cam.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse number
Read it all the
10.
way through.
What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
My numbers one.
Meaning, what other nation hasn't had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? The her is Jerusalem, the Israelites.
You're part of the kingdom.
I am part of that kingdom. And they've gotten of my spoils. Give me
Okay.
second Ezra
I see.
10 and 22. I got you, Moses.
This is the book of Second Ezra,
Oh, yeah, you can bring it up. I had you with it. I answered this question before.
chapter 10 and verse number 22. Our psaltery is laid on the ground. Our song is put to silence.
Our what?
Our song is put to silence.
Read.
Our rejoicing is at an end.
Right?
The light of our candlestick is put out.
The what?
The light of our candlestick is put out.
Read.
The ark of our covenant is spoiled.
The what?
The ark of our covenant is spoiled.
Read.
Our holy things.
What's the menorah?
Our holy things.
What's our golden jewelry?
Our holy things.
What's our cattle and land?
Our holy things.
Read.
Are defiled.
Our what?
Are defiled.
Read it again.
Are defiled.
Read on.
And the name that is called upon us is almost profane.
Is what?
Is almost profane.
You can rest. So these are all things and atrocities in one verse that y'all have done unto us. right? Y'all have gotten of our spoil, stolen our holy things. Y'all took everything from us. Y'all stripped us butt-ass naked.
Right.
You understand? And then dropped us off in a land that ain't even ours and had us figure out what the hell to do with ourselves.
Right.
Even when y'all so-called abolished slavery legally, not when Abe Lincoln came up legally, y'all tried to jump us off and we had nowhere to go. It was so bad that we had to go back to our slave masters, man, and live with them because we had no home, we had no cattle, we had no food, we had no money. So we was forced to go back to our oppressors and live with them and work for free. Yeah, they might have fed us, but I mean you could say that, but then read that.
Amos 1 and 11.
Right? So this is contradicts what you said, not what I said. Read.
Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4.
The Lord deals with numerology on a good side. We call it the right-hand side. So the for 4 is just a number of completion. Read Proverbs chapter 30. Read.
I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
I will what?
I will not turn away the punishment
thereof.
Oh, they're all welcome.
I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
Malachi 3 and 6. Read.
Because he did pursue his brother.
Because what?
Because he did pursue his brother.
What's the so-called white man do to the black man?
Because he don't pursue his brother.
Jacob and Esau, Genesis 25. Read.
With the sword.
With the what?
With the sword.
Slavery?
With the sword.
Read.
And did cast off all pity.
Right?
And his anger did tear perpetually.
No, for a moment.
Perpetually.
Just for the day.
Perpetually.
Read.
And he kept his wrath forever.
No, just for the day.
Forever.
2,000 years ago.
Forever.
400 years ago.
Forever.
Wrath and indignation is forever against the so-called Caucasian race. Nice one. Read that.
So I can't be that.
Say it again?
I cannot be a
You can, but I'm gonna show you your position in the kingdom. Right? Read that.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse number 6.
Bring it out.
For I am the Lord.
Go ahead, read it again. Whatever.
I change not.
I what?
I change not.
Read it again.
I change not.
Right?
Therefore, ye sons of Jacob,
Ye who?
ye sons of
Are
Jacob,
what?
are not consumed.
Amen. So the Lord don't change. So in Amos we read that the Lord's indignation and wrath is forever against the Edomites, which is the so-called white men today. The Lord said he don't change. Right? So that's forever because of what y'all did unto us. Right? But we're going to show you a position in the king. Read Isaiah 14:1.
Isaiah 14 and 1.
Bring it out.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
You keep reading the same thing. The Lord's dealing with Jacob, Israel. Jacob, Israel. It's the same thing we keep reading. Read.
Right.
And will yet choose Israel.
Read it again.
And will yet choose Israel.
And
set them in their own land.
Now, why is this is future prophecy? This hasn't been fulfilled. Why does it say? What you doing?
Do you want to ask a question? Go ahead.
Like, nah, you good, King. We not like
You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay more focused, King. People are walking behind us, King. You know what I'm saying?
you good, King. Black's a color. We not black. Right? I'm brown. I'm not color my shirt, so I can't be a black Israelite. That's still a derogatory term you're trying to push upon us, even while we're trying to be righteous and obey God. That's sick as hell. Finish that. I'm gonna get to you though.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Oh wait, he didn't answer my question. This prophecy hasn't been fulfilled. So it says they're going to be set in their own land, right? Give me Isaiah chapter 2 verse 2.
So is Israel the land?
Yes.
Israel is the land, yeah.
Okay. Has that land been found yet?
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is a land today.
Where is it?
You don't know where Israel is at?
Oh, I know where Israel is, but that's where.
Yeah, partially, and also the whole land of
Down in
Canaan. But
Ethiopia, right, as well? Was it not the split from coming to Exodus?
yeah, I just said it's the whole land of Canaan.
Okay. 18 tribes.
No, that's not 18 tribes. 18 nations. These are
18 nations. I see 10
tribes. So it said, and they're going to be set in their own land. Now, can we agree there's land, or there's war in that land?
That's what I always will do.
Right? Read that. Isaiah 2 and 2.
Isaiah chapter 2 and verse number 2.
Bring it out.
And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
And we're the Lord's house, right? And we're going to be established on top of all these other nations. Read.
What, being the people?
What?
Like being the individual, like the person being on
By
top?
nation. No, by nation. Okay. Read.
And shall be exalted above the hills.
Right.
And all nations.
And what?
And all nations
Read.
shall flow unto it.
Now, can a nation flow into a literal mountain? No. So that's how you know mountains and hills are symbolic for nations and kingdoms and people. Read.
And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord,
Right.
to the
And that's what we're reading about in Isaiah 14. Read.
to the house of the God of Jacob.
Right?
And he will teach us of his ways.
Right?
And we will walk in his paths.
Right?
For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Verse 4.
And he shall judge among the nations.
Right?
And shall rebuke many people.
Right?
And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks.
This is the point, go ahead.
Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Neither shall what?
Neither shall they learn war anymore.
Right, so it says, neither shall they learn war anymore. Now, if those are the true Jews over there in Israel today, why they at war in their own land? I got you. This is prophecy in Isaiah 14. It said they got to be set in their own land. Well, if the true Jews are already in their own land, the scriptures say that when the true Jews get their own land, there ain't going to be no war anymore.
Right.
Well, you got war over there right now in Palestine and Israel.
Right.
So where the true Jews at?
But can I ask you, is
Well,
that...
before you ask me, you got to answer my question. You can't answer my question with a question. Where are the true Jews
Would
at?
you not say they're scattered still?
I'm asking you a question.
Well, I would say the Jews are still scattered.
They're still scattered.
So that's diaspora.
Therefore, you can't be a complete nation because there is no cohesiveness because everyone is scattered.
Right.
But is that not though sort of prophecy? Is that not a discussion about end of days?
This is prophecy. This is
right.
wrong.
So, for example, if there is no war to be had, what is it to say that, for example, those who are there right now have just not comprehended?
That makes no sense. How
As in
can they be there when
the war is reoccurring now.
Yeah.
And
but the scripture
40,
says
50, 100,
the scripture says when they go back, there's gonna be no war. So this prophecy hasn't been fulfilled. I'm saying, Isaiah 14 says the true Jews are gonna be set in their own land. The Jewish man in Israel today, there's a whole nation of people calling themselves the Jews.
Right.
That dwell in Israel. I'm asking you, is there not war going on right now in that land?
Absolutely. I don't think I would deny.
So the prophecy says that when the true Jews are in their own land, there will be no more war.
Right.
If those are the true Jews in Israel, why is there war today?
Can I answer another question? Is that right?
Because they are not the real Jews. That's right.
Okay, so my other question is, how are you to distinguish from that the amount? That is it, all Jewish people go back? Is it some Jewish people go back and the war ends? How are you to make that distinction?
The war is it's going to be us as a nation. You keep asking us. You asked it. What is by the nation? Just like we get judged by a nation, it's the whole nation.
Right.
So when the Lord comes back, all His people are going to be there. It ain't going to be 3 Jews just chilling with Christ and the rest are still scattered when we in the kingdom. That don't make sense.
I see. So, say for example, you looked at me and you said, I'm a Caucasian, which I am. My father's German, my mother's Italian.
Right.
But how are you to make a distinction, say, between other people of African descent, right? Say, suppose you have someone who's intermarried and all sort of come out. So how will you make that distinction where you look at them and they say, you're a true Romans 8:16 Jewish individual and other people are not? Cool. Like, how are you able to make that? I'll show you that. That's true.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse number 16, and it reads,
Is this a letter, St. Paul?
The Spirit itself beareth witness.
Read it again.
The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
That what?
That we are the children of God.
Your spirit has to bear witness. That's one of the things. Right? We understand your spirit don't bear witness. Right? That's from the jump. Which is why you wasn't willing to apologize on behalf of your ancestors. I didn't forget that. That's when I first came to it, but we came all the way over here to where we at now, on a completely different topic. But I didn't forget. I just let you rock. Right? But your spirit don't bear witness.
I see.
Right? And 2, Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, Genesis the 49th chapter, and Deuteronomy the 33rd chapter. When you read these biblical prophecies, you understand that specific prophecy has to fit a specific nation of people. You understand? If these prophecies don't fit you, then you can't be of this people. If these things don't fit you, I can't say I'm a German and I'm not from Germany. I don't speak German and my parents are in Germany.
Sure.
I can't then say I'm German.
I'm not German, I'm American. My ancestry is from this place.
I mean, you are who your father is. So if your dad's German, you're German. You just live in America.
Can you talk a little bit about Magog?
You just live in what? Ezekiel 38? What about it? That's happening.
More so like about like the I know it references in maybe Genesis, where it talks about the individual being like Magog coming from
Genesis 10 on down,
right,
from Jabin.
So then how do you get from like that individual being named, right? I mean, I know his sons were scattered across all the lands, right?
Revelation 21. Go ahead, keep talking.
So his sons were scattered across the whole like land, right? And then so that's when you have like this mass like beginning exodus of people like spreading through like the Eurasian continent.
Well, I wouldn't say that's just how it happened, right? Because you got to understand the original Magog, which comes from Jabin, right? That's his name, right? My yeah, same thing. Those were the original Magogs, right? Those were the original ones until the so-called Caucasian race came and took over Europe.
Right. So
you gotta let me finish answering the question. Sorry. Nevertheless, you gotta understand, before the Caucasians even was dwelling in Europe, y'all was below in the Middle East, right? Dwelling in Edom near Moab.
Right.
So y'all came and conquered Europe and called it yourselves Magog. So yeah, in biblical prophecy, y'all would be modern day Magog, but y'all ain't the OGs.
Right, because they would be in like what we consider now to be like really north Russia, correct?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
up in the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of research on what you would consider to be more like mythology. There's lots of like homogenization that I see between like lots of like old like say like Hinduism, like going back to to the Vedic texts that talk about like a lot of these like overarching say like large biblical like the flood or like the beginning of humanity.
Right.
They all religions have like a homogenized like each one hits these major portions of like I guess world events, right? And the research that I've mainly been doing has been dealing with like the mythology behind it, but what I was reading all led back like into this because it is like origin and like the dispersal of like humanity.
Right.
I don't really know what to like. I was more so just like verifying. So how does the place become named Magog? Is it because the individuals who were Magog went there?
Yeah.
How is it named? What the Lord called it?
Nah, Genesis 49:11.
No, I know. I'm saying in 10th chapter. But the Lord called it that. There ain't really much that I can tell you. That's what the Lord called it, Magog.
It does mention right that at some point Magog would like travel like to Israel and slaughter like in the process like his whole army be slaughtered.
Right.
What Bible verse is that? Do you know?
I don't know if my head.
Okay, so is it wrong to believe that has not happened yet? That is still prophecy?
Well, give me Joel chapter 2. Give me Joel chapter 3. Give me Joel chapter 3. We're gonna show you something. We're gonna show you something about Magog. Right? Because end of the OT. Brothers. You heard about Armageddon?
Yeah.
So there's going to be a time when Magog tries to come up against the Israelites.
Right.
When they're trying to come up against Christ.
Right.
Give me second Esdras, but I got your order. You could drop that. Give me second Esdras, chapter 13. Go to verse 6. We'll start at verse 1, but hold on. Let me see real quick. Come. Yep, come. I'm gonna have you start at verse 1. So, I'm about to break this down to you, you know what I'm saying? Now, don't get too caught up in ancient Magog.
Right.
That's done and over with. Now, Magog, as we know today, is Russia.
Right.
Right? Now, when you look at prophecy being fulfilled today, we just brought it out. I was bringing it out earlier before I've been chopping up with your buddy. Right? We was going into how these other nations had fallen apart. When you read Daniel, the 2nd chapter, right, verse 41 on down. Right? When you read Matthew, the 24th chapter, Mark, the 3rd chapter, you'll read how these nations are divided and falling apart.
Right.
Right? When you look today, you see the BRICS alliance forming.
Right.
Brazil.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, you finish. I got you. Relax. Right? So you see all these things happening, right? Because this is prophecy being fulfilled. Now, when we read Ezekiel 38, that's going into Russia and Magog, how they're forming or how they're going to be trying to take things over. Right? Their alliance with China, etc., etc.
Right, which is where you have like the trilateral commission, like the three-headed. It's something in Revelation keeps mentioning.
Not 3 heads. I'm saying it's not 3 heads.
some revelation, but not in that.
Yeah, not in that context. Seven, 10 homes, right? Oh, go ahead.
This has all been very interesting. It's great meeting you.
All praise.
Thanks, man.
Praise, no
Take
doubt.
care next
Go
time.
ahead.
Joel chapter 3.
Start at verse 1.
For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations,
Right?
and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
And will what?
And will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
This is what's going to happen to Magog, right? Which is Russia. Read.
And will plead with them.
And will what?
And will plead with them.
Read.
There for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered.
Whom they have what?
Whom they have scattered.
We can agree all these other nations, including Magog, had a part in scattering the Israelites. Right? Because the Russians, at the end of the day, y'all all go back to Esau. Right? That's the progenitor of the so-called Caucasian race. Y'all all go back there, so he's going to plead with y'all because y'all had a part in scattering this. Read.
Whom they have scattered among the nations,
Right?
and parted my land,
And what?
and parted my land,
Read on.
and they have casted lots for my people,
Right?
and have given a boy for an harlot,
Read.
and sold a girl for wine.
Right?
They that might drink. Yeah, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon,
Right?
and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense?
For what?
Will ye render me a recompense?
Read.
And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Right? And that's going to happen to Magog. Right? It's talking about Tyre and Zidon specifically, which has Africans. When you go to verse 1 and 2, it's talking about every nation. He's going to bring you onto the valley of Jehoshaphat because that's Armageddon.
So I'm Native American, half Native American. Can you talk like more about like the
Native American as a $5 Indian, like you're gonna call yourself a Cherokee or a Blackfoot, or are you?
I'm adopted. I don't know. So on my birth certificate it just says dad like Indian, and like I haven't been able to like do the genealogy test yet to actually.
Don't do that. Don't
yeah,
do that.
I don't want to. Yes. Yeah. That's kind of where I like the problem.
It just says Indian.
Yeah, just Indian.
Nothing else.
Cause it was
Be careful with that knife. You keep touching that knife, you get packed out. Be careful with that knife.
Good. You say your dad was Indian. Instead of your
yeah,
first
all of it just says Indian. So
Right.
I've been trying to do more research into like finding a way to like it's from Oklahoma, right? So we would assume something like Choctaw or Cherokee. So like I don't know, could you just give like more information about like the 12 tribes of Israel being one of them being the Native American Indians?
Well, if you are Native American, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? So there's two types of Indians. You got the East Indian men that work at 7-Eleven with the red dot, and then you got the Native Americans. Right? If you were Native American, you would be an Israelite. Lord willing. You understand? So if you truly are Native American,
you were one of the first initial scattered, right?
yeah. But nevertheless, being from the tribe of Gad or Reuben will make you a so-called Native American or Seminole Indian. Right? So it's all about the spirit bearer witness or these prophecies fit curses of Deuteronomy 28. You understand? Here you go. See verse 15.
What's the Deuteronomy?
The Bible. That's still the Bible. Just the 14 books the Vatican took out. We're gonna read you some. We're gonna read you a few curses. See the spirit bearer witness.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Every time, bro. He's an Israelite, so I know. Got it.
That all these curses
And all these what?
Then all these curses.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right? So God said to the Israelites, if you don't keep the commandments, I'll curse you.
Verse 54.
Listen to this one verse.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate with his eyes shall be evil toward his brother,
Right?
and toward the wife of his bosom.
Right?
and towards the remnant of his children.
Toward what?
And towards the remnant of his children.
Right? So this curse is going to our dad is going to leave his son. Right? He's going to go to the store, get some milk, and never return. Right? You say he was adopted, right? You never met your dad?
No, it was a close adoption. I don't know my mom either.
See, so that's one of the curses in the Bible, man, that we're not going to know our daddies, man. And we're not going to know our mommies, man. You understand it would be a curse upon us, right? Only to the blessed spirits and the purpose. Now, there's only so much that we can give you, but nevertheless, like I said, Most High willing, if you are an Israelite, the Spirit's going to bear witness, right? You're going to fit these curses, which you don't fit a curse already, right?
I have a lot of bad mojo. Like what'll happen is I have like a bunch of really bad shit happen, like a bunch, and then something really good happens, and then a bunch of bad shit happens, and then something really good happens, but it's like really spaced out, and it's like feels like each time I'm getting to that next like good one, I'm just getting more and more exhausted, and it's becoming like harder to get like where I'm going.
We Matthew 24:13. Read Sirach chapter 30 and verse number 21.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse number 13.
Bring it out.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Read it again.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
So Ken, you gotta endure. Meaning you gotta, this is a marathon, Ken. This ain't just a 1, 2, 3 lap race. This is a marathon. And you have to keep going all the way to that marathon. So you're saying you're going through bad shit, and if one good thing happens, hey brother, and it gets better and better every time. You want to keep on going.
It does keep getting the better things do keep becoming better, like exponentially, like stacking, because they all build on top of each
What
other.
happens if you stop? You're gonna get that good thing?
No.
And then the good thing after that?
No.
And then the good thing after that? So you can't stop, brother. You gotta keep on going. Now hit this up.
Sirach chapter 30 verse 21.
Bring it out.
Give not over thy mind to heaviness.
Read it again.
Give not over thy mind to heaviness. And afflict not thyself in thine own counsel.
Read it again.
Afflict not thyself in thine own counsel.
Right?
The gladness of the heart is the life of the man.
Read that again.
The gladness of the heart is the life of the man.
Right?
And the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days.
Read that again.
And the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days.
You want your days to be prolonged. Right? You don't want to give your mind over to too much sorrow. Right? You don't want, damn, I'm messing up. Oh, the good thing happens, but you're getting tired, you're getting weak in this thing. But you got to keep on going, bro. And the only you're going to do that is with the Lord. If you don't know who the Lord is, if you don't know your purpose in life, then you're not going to succeed.
So would you say that like maybe like what you view as your purpose is that God himself like speaking through you?
Say it again.
Is let's just say like you think like you have your purpose.
Right.
Say you think that your purpose is just maybe like help people get affordable housing or something.
Right.
Is that God that is doing that and that being like the Spirit?
I'm going to show you, Cam. And we only answer with the scriptures.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse number 13.
Bring it out.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
And what?
And keep his commandments.
And do what?
And keep his commandments.
Right?
For this is the whole duty of man.
So the whole duty of man is to fear him and keep his commandments. If you know his commandments, bad shit's going to keep happening to you. You understand? So you have to keep his commandments and fear him so you can be able to receive the good. Follow? Bring that up.
Book of Luke chapter 13 verse 14 verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges.
What?
Go out into the highways and hedges.
What's our duty?
Go out into the highways and hedges. And compel them to come in.
What?
And compel them to come in.
So that's what our duty is. As man's duty is to fear God and keep his commandments. Our responsibility is to come up and help you do that to get you on this side. You understand? So until you're on this side, bro, it ain't gonna get that much better for you. Especially since you found out the truth today.
I've been researching this like a lot. It's like I was saying, there's like so many different like aspects of like society, but it's all bleeding together. And like there is like a defined narrative that everyone is ignoring.
And that's this.
Yes.
That's that so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans out here. That we the true Jews, we the Israelites, right? And the kingdom of heaven is for us and only for us. Right? And when Christ comes back, he's killing these other nations. That's the truth, and that's the thin line that people can't accept. Give me Matthew 22 and 33, and you come to John chapter 7.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verse number 33. And it reads, and when the multitude heard this,
and when the what?
And when the multitude heard this,
right?
They were astonished at his doctrine.
They were what?
They were astonished at his doctrine.
And that's that thin line right there that people can't understand. When Christ was preaching and teaching this, they couldn't believe it. You understand? When the disciples, when the disciples, why do you think they was getting killed? Why John get his head cut? Why Isaiah got sold in half? Right? Why Peter got crucified upside down? That wasn't because they was preaching Christianity and God loves everybody. It's because they was preaching what we preach in reality. Right? And this is going to come to happen to the disciples again, man. Right? The prophets again. Right? Read that. John 7:14.
John chapter 7 verse 14.
Bring it out.
Now about the midst of the feast, Jesus went up into the temple and taught. And the Jews marveled, saying, how knoweth this man letters?
Wait, what did Jews do?
How knoweth this man letters?
Before that.
Now about the midst of the feast, Jesus went up into the temple and taught.
And what?
And taught.
So Christ went and taught what we teaching, and what happened?
And the Jews marveled.
And the what?
And the Jews marveled.
Read.
Saying, how knoweth this man letters?
How what?
How knoweth this man's letters?
Read on.
Having never learned. Jesus answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine.
Read it again.
My doctrine is not mine,
Read on.
But his that sent me.
But what?
but his that sent me.
And that's what they do. When we out here, when they see a bunch of so-called niggas up here, hood niggas, teaching the Bible, they marvel at it. Right? They say, how? Y'all never went to Bible school. Y'all didn't go to college. You didn't grow up in the church. How are these niggas teaching this Bible? Right? Because it's not our doctrine, it's the Lord's, and He sent us. Right? The Lord sent us to teach, and they got this multitude marveling at us. They can't believe it's a bunch of Negroes teaching the Bible. A bunch of niggas who pick up books and read. It's the truth. Laugh with me. It's the truth. And it's what it's like. And that's why your buddy only needs his life. He's trying to be a Catholic. He can't even deal with it. He's trying to be a Catholic. None of the points that we make. When you got the Catholic priest who goes to a university to get a degree versus the niggas from the hood. And we coming out on top reading the Bible.
That's why I don't think videos like it's become like more prevalent. People just want to like more like reality in
Give me a second, I just have to find a verse. I'll show you why. Everything you're saying, bro, I'm telling you this, it's in the Bible. Give me a second, I just have to find a verse. Right? Because the Lord said, as time goes on, the land is going to bury in faith. Paraphrasing verse. Right? Go ahead, get it.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 5 and verse number 1. Bring it out. Nevertheless, concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth, shall be taken in a great number, and the way of the truth,
And the what?
and the way of the truth,
What is this Bible?
and the way of truth,
Must be in the Israelites.
and the way of truth
Read.
shall be hidden,
Shall be what?
shall be hidden,
What else?
and the land shall be barren of faith,
And the what?
and the land shall be barren of faith.
So over time, man, you know that the faith, people ain't gonna have faith. People ain't gonna believe. People ain't gonna care about so-called religion. As time goes on, this place gonna get more and more wicked. They're gonna try their best to hide this truth, and they're gonna do their best to understand to make people not believe, man. Right? Even as simply as pushing LGBTQ.
So like Kanye talks about how like low vibrational frequencies versus
And the
like, high
music.
yes,
Yep.
and how like negative energies will like attach to like low vibrational
Right.
and like positive, which is I guess why you would go to church and you hear all the hymns being like
Right.
really high and like uplifting.
Yep.
So like I mean just like right now like I'm always hearing like low vibrational frequencies no matter like where I am. I remember when I was a child, I remember hearing lots of church bells. I don't hear any church bells anymore, which is like doesn't really make sense to me because like especially here, there's a bunch of big ass buildings that I know had bells in them, and like I don't know, it seems like concept of like maybe good vibrational energies just becoming like diminished, and I'm hearing more low vibration.
We just read that, basically. You know what I'm saying? You're saying you're not hearing more of it is because the land is barren of faith. Right. The people ain't believing as much as they used to, even 5 years ago.
Right.
Right? People don't believe God as much as they
Seems like it's happening too quickly.
Give me First Thessalonians 5:1. Listen to this. First Thessalonians 5:1.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse number 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Read that again.
So cometh. For yourselves know perfectly that the days of the Lord cometh as a thief in the night.
Right.
For when they shall say peace and safety,
Right.
then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Then what?
Then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
You said this is happening pretty quickly. It's because the Lord, he's moving like a thief in the night. These judgments are swift and speedily. Right? Little by little, but swift and speedily. You understand? So, like I said, King, there ain't nothing in this Bible that you're feeling all these things for a reason. Your spirit didn't lead you here today for a reason. You said you've been doing research, and then you run across the Israelites. What are you going to do about it?
I've already de-shoved a bunch of books in the library. I'm around right now. I'm actually like in school for engineering, but like I'm trying to get really far ahead of my work so that I can just like utilize their library for like, you know, learning more of like the societal like narrative of how this is operating like in current society. Mainly dealing with like banking structures and like stuff like that.
You have to be honest with you, King. All that shit's going to be destroyed.
Yeah,
it's going to be very, very, very soon.
Yeah,
we don't even have money to keep the society flourishing the way it needs to be.
What I'm going to school for engineering is biodesign. So I'm going to try to like have people have the ability to like grow their own homes. So like instead of like insulation, you would have like mushrooms that you're growing into the wall, where the mycelium like fills in the wall, and then that is your insulation. It insulates better than fiberglass, and it's fire retardant. So then you can cut off your mushrooms, right, and then you have the byproduct from like, you know, even building. You're able to then like provide, you know, food. And I'm trying to get like the ability to people to go back to just like the idea of like living somewhere, and like as fucked up it is, like we'd still have to pay a property tax, but like hopefully being the only thing that you would have to like, I don't know, contribute to like society. Because I think like going back to like the natural like life and just being able to be one with Earth is lacking severely.
Well, the only way to do that, King, is to keep the Lord's statutes and commandments. No matter how much schooling you do, no matter how much money you try and put into this thing, this shit ain't gonna be successful. I'm not gonna tell you the way it is. It ain't. If you ain't keeping the commandments, bro, ain't nothing gonna work out for you. I'm trying to give me Romans 2:11. I mean 8 is a lot. 28? Can't hold the shit.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 2 and verse number 8, and it reads, but unto them that are contentious and do not obey the truth, but obey unrighteousness, indignation and wrath, tribulation and anguish upon every soul of man that doeth evil, of the Jew first, and also of the Gentile.
See that? So if you do anything else but these commandments, the Lord's going to kill you. He's going to get up with you. Right? And starting off with the Israelites, then the other nations. Right? And we'll let them believe you in Israel, but the Lord willing. So for you to flourish in this society in any way, shape, or form, hey man, this brother owns 2 houses, man. Right? But the only way he's able to continue to do these things is by doing what, King? So I can't hear you. I can't hear you, King. Right. Right? That's the only way. Now the Lord got this brother blessed with 2 homes, right? A nice family, right? Flourishing in this society, man. But he's putting God first. Right. And this brother knows he's an Israelite, and it's still possible. You understand? So for that to get done, I understand you go to school, brother. I ain't saying drop out and get your education, right? But if you're gonna use that library, don't use it just to build a home. Use it to get your nationality back, man. Use it to know your history. Start off with the #1 book in the world, the Bible. Get you one of those.
Oh, I have a few.
You need to read it, King. And you need to be fellowship with us.
Have you heard of the Companion Bible?
I have.
It's the indexing of like descriptions of like what the Bible verses are like talking about, going back into the little Latin and Greek, and like it's mainly more so annotations like on each page than Bible verses, and it's like beyond like amazing to read through because it talks about a lot of things that people would not really understand because it's not, I don't know, a concept that we still have a structure currently, because it's a concept from like a very long time ago, right? And it's an amazing Bible.
Let's go. I'm look into it.
Yeah.
You said it's called what?
The Companion Bible. It's amazing.
Look into it, bro.
What's the what is this Bible verse about? Are those two?
Which one?
I think Daniel said.
Oh, 7 and 9. Just get into the description of the color of Christ and God.
Right.
You want to see?
Yeah, I have a little bit of time left.
Get Daniel 7 and 9.
This is the book
This is talking about God. This is what God is.
of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse number 9.
Bring it out.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, and the Ancient of Days did sit.
Yeah, because Christ, he has a time frame. He was born. He was created. Ancient of Days was never created. Ancient of Days means forever. Always has. Always will. Always will.
Whose garment was white as snow,
Right? And this is what a garment is. Right? Right?
and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Right?
His throne was like a fiery flame,
Right.
and his wheels as a burning fire.
Now that just gives the description of Christ.
Is that a lot of that description like light?
No. What that's going to show you is his throne with the image of Christ. This is a vision by Daniel the prophet.
Okay.
Daniel seen a vision. He's seen the image of God, and then he's seen God in the third heaven. So when you hear the chariots, when you hear the rainbow and his throne, he's having a vision of God and his throne in the third heaven. And these are all the things that dwell within the third heaven.
Right. Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Have a great day.
Appreciate it, huh? Let me got some. We're out here every Friday.
Friday?
Yep, and Saturday, Little Women too. So make sure you can stop by, alright?
Have a great day.
You too, Little Women. Get your songs. What you say?
This is the book of Psalms, to the 149 and verse number 5.
Bring it out.
Let the saints be joyful in glory.
Read it again!
Let the saints be joyful in glory.
One more time!
Let the saints be joyful in glory.
Read. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth.
Read.
And a two-edged sword.
And a what?
And a two-edged sword.
And a what?
And a two-edged sword.
Read.
In their hands.
To do what?
To execute vengeance.
To do what?
To execute vengeance.
What the Lord said.
To execute vengeance.
Upon who?
Upon the heathen.
Upon who?
Upon the heathen.
Upon who?
Upon the heathen.
Read.
And punishments upon the people.
And what?
And punishments upon the people.
To do what?
To bind their kings with chains.
To do what?
To bind their kings with chains.
Read.
And their nobles with fetters of iron.
And their what?
And their nobles with fetters of iron.
Read.
To execute upon them the judgment written.
Right.
This honor hath all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh.
Praise thee who?
Praise thee Yahweh.
Praise thee who?
Praise thee Yahweh.
Praise thee who?
Praise thee Yahweh.